At just 1 year old, Mu Feng literally chose a baby wife during his first birthday grab test. His mom, refusing to believe it, dragged him right back to the starting line. She warned him to stay away from her best friend's daughter, but who would have thought? The adorable little baby girl literally crawled right over to him on her own. She grabbed his face, squishing his cheeks, and honestly, seeing the two babies acting this adorable together was too much for their moms to handle. They instantly made it official and arranged a childhood marriage right then and there, and from that exact moment, everything changed. Little Su Yao became his absolute shadow. Wherever Mu Feng went, she was right behind him, like a cute little tail. Sometimes he'd get annoyed and try to push her away, but she would just grab his shirt with her chubby little hands, refusing to let go. She would tell him that she was his future wife, so wherever her husband went, she had to follow. Honestly, he ended up getting totally used to it, to the point where he wanted her by his side everywhere he went. Slowly but surely, they became the ultimate childhood sweethearts that literally everyone envied. Little Su Yao would constantly daydream about the day she'd finally put on a beautiful white wedding dress and marry her beloved Mu Feng. But of course, the good times never last in these stories. 10 years ago, chaos struck the capital, forcing her family to pack up and move all the way to Tianhai City. Before leaving, she tricked him into playing one last game of hide-and-seek, but he searched the entire city and never found her. She only left a note telling him that once her hair reached her waist, he had to come marry her. Later, Mu Feng literally turned down elite universities to enroll at Tianhai University solely because he heard his long-lost Su Yao was studying there. Right then, during the freshman welcome ceremony, a sudden loud scream rings out through the crowd, telling everyone to look over. The legendary campus beauty had actually showed up to the party, holding a simple cup of milk tea in her hand. With that one shout, every freshman in the hall instantly stood on their tiptoes to get a glimpse. They all stared toward the entrance, their gazes as intense and passionate as you could possibly imagine. Word on the street is that she's officially the most gorgeous girl in the school's entire 100-year history. With a title like that, obviously every single guy there was dying to see if she lived up to the hype. Meanwhile, Mu Feng was honestly getting pretty bored listening to the school leaders drone on and on. So he casually glanced over to the entrance as well, curious about this legendary, once-in-a-century campus goddess. And wow, she definitely lived up to the rumors. Absolutely flawless skin, stunning face, and gorgeous long legs. She was easily more beautiful than any of those top-tier celebrity models you see on television. But Mu Feng quickly looked away. I mean, sure, she's gorgeous, but that didn't matter to him at all. He was a strictly taken man with a fiancée, so he wasn't about to get involved with other girls. Granted, he hadn't seen his fiancée in 10 long years and had zero clue what she even looked like now. But according to their family agreement, their actual wedding was set for the end of this year. Meanwhile, the campus beauty Su Youxue was walking through the massive crowd clutching her milk tea. She was scanning the room desperately, clearly searching for a very specific person. Seeing her look around, a guy immediately stepped up to shoot his shot and act helpful. It was the volunteer captain, eagerly asking Youxue if there was anything he could help her find. Too bad for him, Youxue didn't even spare him a glance, coldly stating she could find what she needed herself. As she spoke, her eyes never stopped scanning the sea of students, completely ignoring the guy. The student council senior was left standing there looking like a total clown, utterly humiliated. As he retreated in defeat, the rest of the freshmen grew even more insanely curious. Like, who could this legendary goddess possibly be looking for? Whoever it is must be a major big shot. Suddenly, someone shouts out, calling her name and waving his hands to get her attention. A super rich, handsome guy stands up from the crowd. Turns out he's the official freshman representative. His name is Chen Ze, and honestly, the guy is pretty good looking. Plus, he comes from a loaded family, so everyone immediately assumes he's the one she wants. They start whispering that the guy the campus goddess is searching for is on a whole different level. He's basically the newly crowned prince of the school. But here's the absolute plot twist. She looks at him for barely 2 seconds before completely moving her eyes away. Talk about brutal rejection. So she keeps scanning the crowd, leaving guys like Song Shin-sheng absolutely baffled. Like, who is this school beauty looking for? She completely ignored Chen Ze. And that guy is a literal rich heir. After checking one row of freshmen, she heads over to the other side with her boba, when her face suddenly lights up.
She speeds up toward a corner and offers him the milk tea. "Hey, Junior, here."
Su Youxue looks so
Incredibly sincere as she holds it out to him, completely shocking the entire crowd.
Everyone whips out their phones, snapping pics of him and the campus beauty. Bro, who is this guy? No shot the school beauty is hand-delivering him drinks. Nobody knows him. He is literally a nobody. And talk about shock. Even Mu Feng himself is completely dumbfounded by this. Like, what is happening? Why would she randomly give him a drink? He literally does not even know her. Seeing him freeze up, she holds it out again, right in front of his face.
She pursed her lips and softly asks if he does not like milk tea.
The freshmen are officially losing their minds, and honestly, I do not blame them. No guy has ever had a chance, and she always rejects every single gift. But today, she is not only delivering drinks, but the way she looks at Mu Feng, it is definitely different, leaving our main character completely speechless. Getting handed a drink in front of a massive crowd is already wild. And just as Mu Feng is hesitating on whether to take it, boom, a system notification rings in his head. The tycoon system has successfully bound.
Option 1. Take the milk tea for 100 times cashback on all spending.
Option 2. Reject her, and his mail package shrinks by 10 centimeters. He is completely stunned, like the system really chose violence with that penalty. But these choices are kind of a trap. Taking the school beauty's drink means he will become public enemy number 1 to all her simps. But if he rejects her, his manhood is going to shrink. No shot he is risking that. He hesitates for literally 1 second before instantly picking option 1, thanking her for the milk tea. Quest complete. He gets 100 times cash back for the next 24 hours. The limit is capped at 1 million, and she tells him he is welcome. With a sweet smile, she bids him goodbye for now. She waves and turns to leave, but right in that moment, Mu Feng calls her back, Senior Su. He really needs to know why on earth she is giving him a drink. They are total strangers, so this sudden kindness makes 0 sense. She gives a mysterious, playful smile and tells him to guess. She is clearly keeping her secrets, so he just thanks her again. He quietly sighs to himself. Guess he will just accept it. Plus, with that crazy system threat, he really did not have a choice. She tells him goodbye, adding that the drink is strictly for him only.
With one final beautiful glance back, she starts walking away. She floats off, leaving behind a sweet scent that lingers in the air.
Honestly, that smile is enough to make any other girl completely invisible. She is incredibly stunning, leaving every single guy on campus absolutely speechless. Everyone was literally drooling as their eyes remained glued. Stayed glued to Su Youxue's every move until her gorgeous figure completely vanished. Back in her dorm room, Youxue's heart was still pounding like crazy after everything that just happened. Her face was blushing. Sending milk tea to Mu Feng was incredibly nerve-wracking. But delivering it to her fiancé after 10 years, she was absolutely thrilled. Too bad he didn't recognize her, though. That silly boy, she thought, 10 years apart and he forgot his fiancé. She pouted, checking herself out in the mirror. Honestly, she looked like a completely different person now. The chubby little girl back then was now a certified baddie with a new name. No wonder he missed it. Then, chaos struck. Her roommate, Lin Wenwei, rushed inside like crazy, yelling that there was major news. Lin Wenwei asked if she really went to the freshman welcome party, and Youxue slowly nodded. Youxue nodded, wondering what the hype was about. The campus forum is blowing up. Did you seriously buy milk tea? Just to deliver it to some random freshman? Lin Wenwei eagerly pressed her for the gossip. See, Youxue is a legend. Since Tianhai University was founded 100 years ago, she is their most beautiful school beauty. Countless rich and handsome heirs have tried to chase her. The lineup of suitors is basically long enough to wrap around the earth 10 times. But Youxue turned every single one of them down. The school crowned her the ultimate ice queen, yet this cold goddess just voluntarily delivered milk tea to a completely random freshman guy tonight of all nights. This is actually crazy. No wonder her roommates were completely losing their minds. They needed the tea immediately. Did you actually give milk tea to some rookie? Li Yanran chimed in. Come on, Youxue spilled the tea already. Is that online post actually real? Her third roommate, Ye Shimeng, was practically dying of curiosity, begging her for the truth. Feeling absolutely trapped under their intense gazes, Youxue blushed hard.
She finally gave a shy nod and admitted it.
Yes, she did give milk tea to a freshman, which absolutely broke her roommates' minds.
Their cold goddess actually did it!
Personally delivered drinks to a guy. They demanded to know what he looked like.
Is he a handsome billionaire heir?
Spill it now! Their gossip-loving souls were burning with absolute hype. They stared at her, unblinking. Flustered by their intense gaze, Youxue wanted to tell them the whole story. She really wanted to tell them he was her fiancé, but the timing was definitely not right. Looking away guiltily, she lied that she had lost a bet with a club member. So she just picked a random guy. Clearly, she was a terrible liar, not even daring to make eye contact with them. But none of her roommates bought it. They teased her to stop hiding the truth and spill everything right now. Are you into this, Junior? Seeing them chase her relentlessly with questions? She had to pull out her last resort. I'm really not lying to you guys. The truth is exactly what I said, but then she suddenly changed her tune. It's getting pretty late. How about I treat everyone to dinner at Qinglai restaurant? Honestly, Su Youxue is so clever, knowing her three roommates are absolute foodies. So she intentionally used a free gourmet dinner to completely distract them. Sure enough, the moment they heard Su Youxue was taking them to Qinglai restaurant, their attention shifted instantly. One of them shrugged and said, "Fine then. Since you're buying us dinner, we'll let you slide this one time." Lin Wenwei and the others finally let it go. Meanwhile, at this point, after the freshman welcome party ended, our boy Zhang Chang didn't head back to his dorm. Instead, he slipped off campus alone. He just unlocked an insane 100 times cashback cheat code. Naturally, he had to test it out, especially with only a 24-hour time limit. No way was he wasting this. He started by walking into a nearby convenience store and grabbed a basic bottle of water for 3 yuan. Congratulations on spending 3 yuan! 300 yuan cashback rewarded! Right as the system voice faded. His phone buzzed with a bank notification. 300 yuan has been successfully deposited. Ending balance, 300. Hyped! He couldn't believe it was actually real, and since he was pretty hungry anyway, he needed to go eat and spend more cash right away. With this insane 100 times cashback system cheat code, he obviously wanted the most expensive food possible. He eyed the high-end Qinglai restaurant across the street. This was a super premium spot, easily the most expensive restaurant near the entire campus. Only wealthy students could afford to dine here regularly. Entering the lobby, our boy didn't hesitate. He booked a private room and immediately called the waitress over to order. Lobster, premium abalone, 8 king crabs, and royal fried rice. Add a bottle of fine red wine and some royal bird's nest to wash it down. Handsome, are you sure you can finish all of this? We actually promote zero food waste here. So no wasting is allowed, the waitress kindly warned him. I can finish it all, just bring everything out. Honestly, was this even that much? If he weren't worried about wasting it, he probably would have ordered twice as much. He used to eat these luxury meals as a kid, but after his family went broke 10 years ago, he hadn't touched them, living on a super tight budget instead. But now that he had all this gourmet food, it was time to feast. He grabbed his chopsticks and dug right in. Meanwhile, Su Youxue and her 3 roommates also arrived at Qinglai restaurant. The arrival of Tianhai University's absolute #1 campus goddess instantly stole the spotlight, turning heads everywhere. The guys in the room literally couldn't look away. Practically drooling on the floor, Youxue were definitely not holding back today. Liu Yanran sat down, scanned the table QR code with her phone, and began ordering. My treat today. Order whatever you guys want, Su Youxue said with a smile. After all, Su Youxue is the ultimate rich, gorgeous goddess. Not only is she beautiful, to make matters crazier, her family runs the massive Tianhai group with businesses spread all over the country. We're talking hundreds of billions here, and with Su Youxue giving them the green light, Lin Wenwei and the others did not hold back and ordered like crazy. Meanwhile, our boy finished eating and stepped out of his private room. Honestly, that meal was super satisfying, costing him a total of 7,500 yuan. But then, boom! The system instantly cashbacked 750,000 yuan. Getting that much cash out of nowhere made him absolutely hyped. He already got 750,000 back. He still has 250,000 in limit left, so he needs to spend it fast. With that in mind, he literally cannot wait to head out and drop some more cash. As he casually looks around, he suddenly notices that everyone inside this Qinglai restaurant is staring in the exact same direction, so he naturally looks over too. There are 4 girls sitting by the window, and one of them is the stunning school beauty who bought him milk tea earlier. It is Su Youxue, and honestly, who can blame them? She is literally built different. He thinks to himself he still needs to spend 250,000, so why not use her to unlock it? Since she treated him to milk tea earlier, returning the favor with a nice meal is the perfect move. He walks right up to the front counter and asks the hostess to settle the bill. He points out table 14 by the window, and the hostess tells him their total is 2,000 yuan. Our boy looks at the receipt and is completely speechless. Wait, how is it only 2,000? That is seriously annoying. That means he is still short of 500 yuan in spending. Without that, he cannot fully claim his final $250,000 cash back. Talk about a first-world problem. But he quickly comes up with a solution and asks the hostess to add a premium French mousse cake. He tells her to send it to Su Youxue at table 14, but pretend it is a free gift from a restaurant lucky draw. This way, his entire 1 million yuan cashback limit gets perfectly cleared. Since Su Youxue treated him to milk tea, he wants to pay her back through this fake lucky draw. It is all about keeping things even. The hostess smiles and says, "Absolutely, sir." The bill comes out to 2,500 yuan, and right after his payment goes through, boom, the system alerts him that spending 2,500 got him another 250,000 cash back. His 100 times cashback limit is fully exhausted. Honestly, having 1 million yuan in the bank opens up so many doors. With the cash secured, he heads out the door, but literally the second he leaves, Su Youxue walks up to settle their bill, asking the hostess for the total on table 14. The hostess quickly smiles and tells Miss Xu that their table actually won today's lucky draw. Not only is their entire meal completely free, but she is also throwing in a premium French mousse cake. Hearing this, Lin Wenwei and Liu Yanran are absolutely thrilled. They cannot believe their luck, like a completely free meal out of nowhere. And they even got a premium French mousse cake on top of that? Lin Wenwei is practically drooling. Honestly, who can blame her? The other roommates are staring at the cake like it is the holy grail. But while they are celebrating, Su Youxue's brow slightly furrows. She is way too smart to believe some random lucky draw would hand them a free 500 yuan cake. She looks straight at the hostess and tells her to cut the act. Who actually paid for their table? Our girl is incredibly sharp, seeing right through the sketchy cover-up instantly. You love to see a smart female lead. Her expression turns cold because she absolutely hates when random guys try to pay for her stuff. The hostess tries to play it off and insists it is just a normal store promotion. But Su Youxue stands her ground, warning the hostess that if she does not tell the truth, they are never coming back to this restaurant. Hearing that, the hostess breaks into a cold sweat. Realizing she is about to lose a high-profile customer, she admits that a young man actually paid for them. He even bought the cake specifically for her and literally just walked out the door. That handsome guy in the white t-shirt by the door, the shop owner points him out. Su Youxue follows her finger and looks right toward the guy walking out the entrance. She completely freezes when she realizes that the guy in the white t-shirt is Mu Feng. Wait, is that really him? She asks the owner, her voice suddenly shaking with excitement. It literally blows her mind that her secret fiancé was the one who paid for her. The owner nods, confirming he just paid $2,500 and stepped outside. If you run after him right now, you can probably still catch him, she adds kindly. But our female lead actually has zero intention of chasing him down to return the cash. If it is him, then never mind, she thinks. I will just treat him next time. Her face lights up, realizing she finally has the perfect excuse to treat him. She was literally just stressing over how to get closer to Mu Feng, and now boom, opportunity unlocked. The rest of the group is completely speechless. Our girl who always rejects free meals is actually letting a guy pay for her? This is a total first, and her friend eagerly asks who that hottie is. Lin Wenwei leans in close, utterly shocked that she let him pay. Both Yi Shimeng and Lu Yanran stare over with their jaws practically on the floor. Instead of answering, Su Youxue just giggles and quickly runs out the door. She yells out that it is late and they must get going. Pointing out they have art club recruitment to prep for, she quickly hurries down the street. Clutching that French mousse cake tight against her chest, she runs forward. Acting like someone might steal it, she holds on because after 10 whole years?
Honestly, you cannot blame her for keeping this precious first gift all to herself.
Meanwhile, when Mu Feng gets back to his dorm, his 3 roommates are nowhere to be found. He has no clue where they went so late as he sits down on his bed. Subconsciously, he pulls out his phone and his eyes land on the screen lock wallpaper. It shows a chubby, adorable little girl named Su Yao. He took that photo 10 years ago, and this sweet girl named Su Yao. She is actually his fiancée, since their families were incredibly close during childhood. Their parents arranged an engagement early on, and he still fondly remembers those days. He was constantly playing with Su Yao, who followed him around like a little shadow. She would tail him everywhere, even though Su Yao was actually a year older. Yet she relied on him like a little sister, and whenever he got annoyed, he would tell her to get lost, but she would just puff her cheeks. She would pout, saying she was his future wife, so of course she had to follow. Left completely speechless, he just let her tag along, eventually getting totally used to it. He even started taking her everywhere, until 10 years ago, when a massive crisis hit the capital, forcing the Su family to protect their assets. They had to pack up and relocate their entire business down to Tianhai City. The whole family moved away, and once they settled in Tianhai City, this business absolutely skyrocketed, and within just 10 years, they became a massive empire. Meanwhile, the Mu family left behind in the capital faced a total, heartbreaking collapse. With their company bankrupt, his father was tragically driven to take his own life. His mother was forced to take him back to her family, living under someone else's roof. Now, with a massive class divide, he low-key worries if her family will reject their engagement. So he must build up his own strength to prove he is worthy of her. Only this way can he marry Su Yao and fulfill his promise. The next morning, her roommate, Lin Wenwei, walks in holding a letter. She asks if anyone is named Xiao Yao. Su Youxue speaks up. She used to go by Su Yao. That was her old name. She grabs the envelope and realizes it is sent from her grandmother. Only her grandmother still calls her that. Everyone else forgot. When they left the capital 10 years ago, her father renamed her. A famous feng shui master custom picked it. Supposedly, changing her name would bring luck to the family. She eagerly tears the envelope open. A soft smile appears. Grandmother truly understands her. She even custom-made a dress for her. She gets all giddy, already imagining herself in that wedding dress. Marrying Mu Feng. Lin Wenwei walks over curiously, trying to sneak a peek. Su Youxue instantly hides it. Then she pulls a massive bag of snacks from her cabinet. We are talking high-end imported treats and luxury brand nuts. Lin Wenwei's eyes immediately light up. She asks when she managed to hide all of this. She is starving. But as she reaches out, Su Youxue instantly blocks her hand. She explains these snacks are off limits. She hugs the bag tightly, like a protective little squirrel. Seeing her act so defensive, her roommate knows something is up. She is acting so weird lately. She demands to know who the massive stash is for. She claims they are for someone. With that, she bolts out the door before she gets interrogated. Meanwhile, back in the lecture hall, our boy Mu Feng is listening closely. He needs a real future. But just as class is about to end, things get crazy. Su Youxue suddenly appears at the door, making the classroom explode. Everyone goes wild seeing the school beauty. They cannot believe she actually walked into their ordinary classroom. Some guys would literally trade anything just to date her once. The entire room is buzzing. The boys are practically drooling, ready to beg for her number. With all the noise, Mu Feng naturally notices her standing there. But he just glances once before calmly packing up his notes, a literal king of loyalty. He only cares about his fiancée. Then the bell rings. Instantly, a crowd of guys rushes over and completely surrounds her. But the very first thing out of Su Youxue's mouth is that she is here for Mu Feng. As soon as she says this, everyone in the crowd completely loses it. The campus goddess is looking for Mu Feng again? What is even happening here? Instantly, dozens of eyes filled with pure jealousy lock onto our boy. At this point, Mu Feng is completely speechless. Is this girl ever going to leave him alone? Still, he walks up to her and keeps it polite, addressing her as Senior Su. He asks what she needs, but she just hands him a massive bag of snacks. Su Youxue smiles and pushes the snacks right in front of his face. Her eyes are full of hope, and this gesture absolutely sends the crowd into another round of shock. Everyone instantly whips out their phones and starts recording the whole thing. This is easily the biggest gossip on campus today, and our main character is totally dazed. He sighs and asks why she is bringing him food again. Since they barely even know each other, he really wants to reject the gift. He wants zero drama with the school beauty. He just wants to study in peace. Plus, he needs to invest his $1 million and make some serious cash. But Su Youxue just giggles and says they will get to know each other after a few more tries. Total flawed logic right there, but he literally cannot find a way to argue back. Still, taking free stuff feels wrong, and he really does not want these snacks. Accepting them would only make everyone misunderstand. Seeing him hesitate, Su Youxue quickly changes her strategy. She thinks for a second and says she is actually here to thank him. She wants to thank him for paying for dinner last night and gifting her that cake. She even mentions the French mousse cake was delicious, which absolutely blows everyone's mind. Like, oh my god, the entire crowd goes dead silent in complete disbelief. Did Mu Feng seriously take the school beauty out to dinner? This guy is built different. Are they low-key dating now? First dinner, and now she is gifting him snacks. Half the guys are crying that their goddess would never date him and to stop guessing. Honestly, Mu Feng is pretty surprised. He never expected her to find out. Somehow, she figured out that he was the one who paid for that expensive dinner. This is going to cause a massive misunderstanding. Originally, he only wanted to farm cash from her. But now, it looks like she completely got the wrong idea about his intentions. Seeing him hesitate, Su Youxue blinks her big eyes and tries another angle. She asks if he hates snacks and offers to treat him to dinner tonight instead. She claims it is just to return the favor from last night, finally finding the perfect excuse. This sends the onlookers into another spiral of shock. Is this really their cold campus goddess? Why is she acting so sweet and warm around Mu Feng? First snacks and now dinner? Our guy can only sigh inwardly as things spiral way out of control. Honestly, he wants absolutely nothing to do with any dating rumors involving Su Youxue. If his fiancée Su Yao finds out he is caught up in some college drama and getting shipped with another girl, she is going to be devastated. He refuses to let his fiancée feel hurt, but just as he opens his mouth to say no, the system suddenly pings with a brand new emergency mission. Oh, here we go. Option 1 is to accept the dinner invite and the snacks for a 10 times investment rebate. But option 2 is to refuse her, which will shrink his lower half by 10 centimeters. Hearing this threat, our main character is once again left in complete shock. This trash system is actively trying to ruin him, forcing him to curse it out internally. Helpless, Mu Feng has to choose option 1 again and tells her he loves her snacks. He agrees to grab dinner, and she immediately locks it in. She tells him to meet at 6 p.m. in VIP booth 2 at Qinglai restaurant and dumps the snacks on him. "See you tonight, Junior," she says with a grin, excited for their big dinner. Humming a happy little tune, Su Youxue turns around and walks away. She is in a great mood, and boom, the system rewards him with a 10 times investment rebate. With a max payout of 10 million, the system notification instantly snaps him back to reality. While everyone is completely mesmerized. By the school bell's back, he takes the chance to quickly slip away. The moment he gets back to his dorm, he slams the door shut. Good thing he ran fast, otherwise those guys would have completely cornered him. But just as he starts thinking about his broken system rewards, the dorm door gets kicked wide open. His roommates burst inside like crazy, calling him a total legend. Bro, how are you that fast? And what is your deal with the school bell? Why did she buy him milk tea, give him snacks, and now invite him to dinner? Mu Feng is totally speechless since he actually has nothing going on with Su Youxue. So he tries his best to explain that he and senior sister Su are just normal acquaintances.
Like, who would believe that? First milk tea, now snacks and dinner?
No way you guys are just friends, the chubby Wang Hao says, totally unconvinced. Me neither, unless you swear a serious, deadly oath.
The skinny roommate, Ling Yang, chimes in, and with them crowding him, Mu Feng is cornered.
He is totally speechless, realizing he will never hear the end of this without a solid answer. Fine, I swear, he says, trying to placate them.
I have absolutely nothing going on with Su Youxue, and nothing ever happened in the past.
Nothing is going to happen in the future either. And if I am lying, may my lower half shrink by 10 centimeters. Does that satisfy you guys? Seeing him risk his manhood on such a brutal oath, the three roommates are stunned. They finally believe him, admitting he's a savage for swearing something so extreme.
But since you have nothing with the school bell, what about those snacks?
Should you not share them with your brothers? Asks the glasses-wearing Li Yuan Hao, staring at the bag. He is already drooling over it, especially since the school belle herself bought them. Nobody else gets to eat this, and the other two roommates are also staring at the snacks with literal lasers shooting from their eyes. Just eat it, Mu Feng says casually.
He cannot finish such a huge bag anyway, and Su Youxue never said he had to eat them alone.
The moment the three roommates hear this green light, they dive in like absolute starving wolves fighting over every single piece of candy. Meanwhile, back in her own dorm, Su Youxue starts carefully putting on her makeup. This is her first dinner with her fiancé in 10 long years. She naturally has to look her absolute best for her silly little fiancé. You are definitely going to be stunned tonight, she thinks to herself while brushing her eyelashes. Feeling super excited, she finally finishes changing her outfit. Her perfect curvy figure is on full display, especially those long, gorgeous legs. Wrapped in white thigh-high stockings, she looks absolutely stunning and pure. Safe to say, Su Youxue is taking this upcoming dinner extremely seriously. She really went all out to look her best before heading out. Su Youxue even put on her brand new pink heels, but the moment she opened the door, her three roommates were just heading back after grabbing dinner at the cafeteria. Seeing her all dressed up, they were completely stunned. Oh my god, Youxue, are you entering a beauty pageant today? Lin Wenwei's face was pure shock, while Ye Shimeng and Liu Yanran just stood there dazed. The usually casual Su Youxue was suddenly looking like an absolute goddess today. I am running out of time, so I have to go now. Su Youxue checked her phone. It was almost 6 o'clock already. Forgetting all roommate bonding, she brushed past Lin Wenwei and the girls. She quickly dashed out the door, leaving her friends behind. Watching her rush out like that, the roommates were highly suspicious. What is up with this girl lately? She is totally glowing. Is she actually in love? Meanwhile, as 6 o'clock approached, Mu Feng stepped out of his dorm and headed straight to the Qinglai restaurant. A waitress quickly came over to greet him as he mentioned his appointment with Su Youxue. He told her it was VIP room number 2. After explaining, the waitress quickly guided him forward. She led him to VIP room number 2, and he gently pushed the door open. Sure enough, Su Youxue was already waiting inside, looking incredibly gorgeous tonight. Honestly, she looked better than any top celebrity, leaving him completely speechless. She looked like a literal fairy, and seeing him mesmerized made her secretly thrilled. But Mu Feng quickly shook it off and regained his composure. Mu Feng apologized to Sister Youxue for being late, but she just warmly told him to sit. Order whatever you want tonight. It is on me. Su Youxue said with pure joy, her soft eyes locked onto him. Ever since he walked in, she had not looked away for a single second. This was low-key getting a bit awkward for him, so he said he was fine with anything. He suggested she do the ordering, feeling slightly speechless. I mean, she is a girl, but it literally felt like she was trying to devour him. Well, have some orange juice first, Su Youxue said, grabbing a bottle and walking over. But since she was wearing high heels, her balance was a bit off. She lost her footing and fell straight toward him. Caught off guard, Mu Feng ended up with a whole armful of her. The sudden momentum sent them both crashing down to the floor. Just as his head was spinning, he felt something incredibly soft and sweet on his lips. When they both opened their eyes, they froze in complete shock. No shot! They actually landed directly into a kiss? Talk about plot progression! Mu Feng's mind went completely blank. His first kiss was officially stolen. Just like that, his senior had completely taken it from him. How is he going to explain this to his fiancée, Su Yao? Bro is in deep trouble.
He wanted to cry, but Su Youxue was secretly celebrating this absolute win.
She had just kissed her future husband, and it was her first kiss, too. She low-key wanted to keep going, because kissing was actually addictive. Su Youxue felt her face turn bright red as her heart pounded like crazy. But she makes no move to pull away. She actually wants to keep kissing him. Mu Feng snaps back and immediately shoves Su Yu. Shoo, this legendary school goddess, far away from him while frantically wiping his lips with his hand. He feels incredibly annoyed with himself. But as a proper gentleman, he still checks if Sister Shu is okay.
She quickly apologizes, blaming herself for dropping the drink.
Su Youxue keeps apologizing, though she secretly feels disappointed. She wanted more. Even as they speak, she is still completely lost in how sweet that moment felt. That warm sensation is totally addicting, and as she keeps thinking about it, her gorgeous face turns bright red all over again. She completely forgets everything else, including the fact that the spilled orange juice is now covering her smooth legs. Luckily, Mu Feng immediately notices this awkward situation and speaks up to warn her. He tells her the juice is on her leg and offers to wipe it off. Saying so, he quickly grabs a few clean tissues from the table and instinctively bends his entire body down to help wipe the sticky orange juice off Su Yuxie's long thighs, leaving the goddess completely frozen in shock. Immediately, her pretty face burns even hotter since no man has ever touched her legs before. But today, Mu Feng is gently rubbing them, and get this, she actually does not mind. In fact, she feels totally fine with him touching her like this. But when Mu Feng finally snaps out of it, Mu Feng quickly pulls his hand back, stammering that he did not mean to take advantage of her. He just wanted to wipe the spilled drink off her thigh, but she simply smiles and says it is fine. She says she will just wash them at home, then starts taking them off right in front of him. This completely panics our boy, and he blurts out that he needs to use the restroom first. He bolts out of the VIP room instantly. Seeing him run away in absolute terror, Su Youxue cannot help but burst into a sweet giggle. She laughs at how cute he is while Mu Feng runs to the restroom. His heart is pounding wild. She is insanely gorgeous, and her pure yet teasing style is just unfair. Seriously, what guy could resist that? Now here is the worst part. His 20-year first kiss is gone, though he tells himself accidents do not count. He is coping hard, desperately whispering to himself that his first kiss is still intact. He splashes cold water, trying to chill out. 15 minutes later, a much calmer Mu Feng returns to VIP room 2. By now, Su Youxue has already taken off her stained white stockings. She sits quietly, exposing her long, smooth legs. It is a pretty wild view, but he forces himself to look away. He only has eyes for Su Yao, so he will not let himself stare. "Welcome back," she says, pointing out the food she ordered. She eagerly asks if he likes her choices. He glances down and notices comforting classics like braised pork and mashed potatoes. "These are all your favorites. Senior Su, let's just eat quickly." He honestly wants a zero contact after this because he is low-key terrified of this campus goddess. Our boy just grabs his chopsticks and starts stuffing his face. Mu Feng eats at lightning speed because he wants zero drama with Su Youxue. With his busy investing schedule on the line, he just wants this dinner over with. But Su Youxue does not eat like a wild animal like our boy. Instead, she takes delicate, ladylike bites, and while she eats, her dreamy, water-like eyes remain completely locked on him the entire time. Thinking her little brother looks so cute eating, she rests her chin on her hand. Staring at him with pure adoration, her mind starts wandering again. She remembers that intimate moment when they were both lying on the floor. The more she dwells on it, the harder her face blushes with embarrassment. Right after finishing the meal, Mu Feng stands straight up. He asks if they can finally head back, which snaps her out of it. Su Youxue blinks in confusion, asking if he's really done already. She even offers to order more food just to stretch the time. Our girl is desperately trying to drag this out because she hates parting with her future husband so soon. But Mu Feng insists he is totally full and they really need to go. Since he keeps pushing, she agrees on one condition. He must walk her back.
She says it with a playful pout, and he instantly agrees just to leave.
He agrees without a second thought, and they step out of the private room. Almost every single customer in the restaurant instantly turns to look at them.
The guys in the room are literally drooling all over the floor. Our boy deliberately takes a step back to keep his distance, wanting zero misunderstandings.
But Su Youxue slides right back in, almost linking her arm with his.
The crowd is absolutely shocked, with everyone wondering who the hell this guy is. He is actually walking next to the legendary school beauty, who looks drop-dead gorgeous today. She looks prettier than an actual goddess.
While they talk, literally everyone around them pulls out their phones to take photos.
At this point, he just sighs. He knows he is going straight to the school forum's front page tonight.
He can already see the headlines. Shocking! University goddess spotted eating with a random guy.
Or maybe, breaking news, campus beauty dines with a mysterious man. And the worst one? Shock! Campus goddess is dating a totally average freshman. Feeling completely stressed, he finally escorts Su Youxue back.
They arrive right outside the girls' dorm building.
I'll head back first, he says, and immediately bolts.
Seriously, staying with Su Youxue any longer would spark even more wild rumors. He's so done with the campus spotlight, while Su Youxue just watches him run away. She can't help but giggle, calling him a silly little brother. Honestly, she ordered all his favorite food, and he still has no clue.
Guess she'll have to drop much bigger hints next time. The second she steps inside her dorm, her 3 roommates corner her for an interrogation.
Spill it, girl! Who did you dress up so pretty to go see? Lin Wenwei is the first to ask, but Su Youxue tries to play it cool. She shakes her head, looking incredibly guilty.
Oh, come on. People already posted your photos all over the school forum.
You're still gonna deny it? Lin Wenwei says, pulling out her phone. So someone takes the school forum post showing Su Youxue and Mu Feng together at the Qinglai restaurant. Her roommates shoved a photo of them walking together right in her face. Su Youxue never expected they would post her and Mu Feng's couple photos onto the campus forum this quickly? Just as she was about to confess, Liu Wanran leaned in and told her to wait. UK, where are your white stockings? Before you went out.
I definitely saw you wearing them. Hearing this, the others instantly clued in. All 3 roommates finally realized her white stockings were completely gone.
Now, her long, smooth, pale legs were completely exposed right in front of them. Ain't no way you two did the deed over dinner, right?
Lin Wenwei blurted out this wild question, completely catching her off guard. Su Youxue blushed furiously and immediately denied it, saying no way.
My stockings got stained with orange juice, so I had to take them off. Oh, I am so tired now, I am going to take a shower. Su Youxue hurriedly pushed past them and bolted into the dorm bathroom, blushing. Hiding inside, she cutely blamed her cheeky future husband for making her blush like this.
But thinking about how she gave Mu Feng her first kiss, it felt totally worth it.
Still, she felt a bit sad that Mu Feng still had not recognized her. Looks like she needed to give him a much more obvious hint tomorrow. Otherwise, that giant dummy would never guess she was his actual fiancée. The next day, a massive crowd lined up in front of the art club booth. Easily over 100 freshmen were eagerly waiting to sign up. But most of them were guys with totally impure motives, standard Manhwa behavior, honestly. As the club president, Su Youxue saw this and immediately changed the rules. Listen up, everyone. Our art club has a brand new set of admission rules. We are now only accepting female members, and you must be level 5 or higher. If you do not meet both requirements, you can leave now. This sudden announcement instantly caused a massive stir in the crowd. The guys looked utterly devastated, but right as the line started to break up, Su Youxue suddenly spotted Mu Feng standing right there in the crowd. A mischievous smile flashed across her face as she grabbed a club flyer. She jogged right up to him and asked if he wanted to join. While asking, she held the flyer right in front of his face. Her beautiful, watery eyes were completely filled with pure hope and anticipation. This had everyone in the crowd completely mind-blown. Like, wait, what?
Didn't she just reject everyone? Why is she begging a freshman to join now?
Plus, he is literally a guy. Didn't she say no male members allowed?
Mu Feng was also totally bewildered by her sudden approach. He had no plans of signing up, so why was she cornering him? She kept pleading, telling him he could join without any interview.
She even promised insane club benefits. Once Mu Feng snapped back, he was speechless. He politely declined, telling her that he did not know how to paint.
Besides, he was a guy, so he did not qualify for her club anyway.
Su Youxue was shocked. She never expected him to actually reject her. This was literally the first time she had ever been rejected at college.
Honestly, she is so obsessed, but you have to love her dedication to her future husband.
Mu Feng, wait right here for a second, she says, and right after that, she moves. Quickly spinning around, she rushes back and looks at the whiteboard with a plan.
She grabs the eraser and wipes away both of the recruitment requirements she just listed.
The entire crowd is completely baffled. Like, why on earth is she erasing her own rules now? But they get their answer immediately as Su Youxue walks straight back over to Mu Feng.
She gives him another sweet smile and announces that the art club has officially dropped all of its entry rules.
And then she asks, "Can you please agree to join our art club now?"
The second she says this, everyone in the room is completely dumbfounded all over again. Honestly, even with this massive flex, our boy still has zero interest in joining. He literally does not care about drawing, and on top of that, he wants out.
Wanting to avoid getting tangled up with Su Youxue at all costs, he is planning his next polite rejection. Boom! The classic overpowered system window pops up in his head once again. The perfect billionaire system triggers with a choice. Option 1, simply accept her offer and join the art club. This reward is master-level painting skills plus a sweet 10 times cash rebate on any art he sells. Option 2, decline her invitation, and the reward is adding 50 centimeters to his private package. Mu Feng is left absolutely speechless. This system is low-key holding him hostage with these insanely wild choices again. Sure, option 2 does not shrink him by 10 centimeters this time, but 50 extra centimeters? What is he even supposed to do with that? With tears of defeat in his eyes, he accepts, saying, "Senior Sister Su, since you are inviting me so sincerely, I guess I will reluctantly agree to join your art club and become a member." Hearing him finally say yes, Su Youxue is absolutely beaming with pure joy on her face. She gasps in disbelief. "Really? Are you actually agreeing to join our art club?" He simply nods and confirms, "Yes, I am officially joining your art club now." But deep down, he is sighing in defeat. That is when she hands over a registration form. She slides it over with a grin and says, "Junior, since you have agreed to join our art club, please go ahead and fill out this form." And he is just like, "Fine." He quite reluctantly takes the paper from her, grabs a nearby pen, and slowly prepares to fill it out. Filling out the paper, he is under the absolute death stares of every jealous guy in the room. Meanwhile, Su Youxue sits right across from him, resting her chin on her hands. She keeps her eyes locked on him, thrilled that he is finally a member of her club. Now she can see him every single day, and her inner fangirl is totally celebrating. "You are never escaping my grasp now," she giggles to herself, absolutely thrilled with how her plan worked out. Then she eagerly grabs a bottle of water and hands it over to him. She asks, "Mu Feng, are you thirsty? Here is some bottled water." "Go ahead and have a drink." Hearing this, the crowd is shocked all over again. Since when did this famously cold school beauty become such a simp? Honestly, I totally did not see that coming. They usually bring her boba tea just to get her attention, but today is totally different. It is actually Su Youxue handing out bottled water just to please him, and our boy looks like he can barely even be bothered. He says, "Just leave it there, I will drink it later." Frowning, he asks if he really has to write down his social media ID, and she quickly replies, "Of course." The school beauty is already secretly planning to add him the very second she gets back. He is pretty speechless, but he goes ahead and writes down his actual contact info anyway. Once he is done, he passes the paper back to her and says, "Senior Sister Su, I finished it up. If there is nothing else, I am going to head out now." She smiles. "All right. By the way, tomorrow at noon is our very first art club activity. Be sure to show up at the art hall on time." He replies, "Got it. I will be there." Mu Feng just drops those words and impatiently walks away, leaving the crowd completely losing their minds. Honestly, Mu Feng's cold attitude here is wild. Who treats a school beauty like this?
Does he have a death wish?
Right after that, everyone instantly focuses on the art club since Su Youxue just announced they are recruiting.
And since there are no requirements, literally everyone is itching to sign up.
I want to sign up. Students immediately rush the art club booth, grabbing registration forms to write down their info.
Once one person makes a move, the rest of the crowd swarms the table.
Everyone wants to secure a spot, but she completely blindsides them.
Su Youxue turns around with a polite smile and tells them she is sorry.
Basically, the art club has some new rules for joining now.
You have to be female, and your painting level must be at least level 5. Or have equivalent skills, and this completely shocks everyone.
Bro, what? Didn't she literally just recruit a guy a second ago? And he cannot even paint. Even our friend Lin Wenwei is cringing.
She whispers to Su Youxue that she is being way too obvious about this.
People are going to talk, but Su Youxue basically says she does not care.
Clutching Mu Feng's registration form, she is practically glowing with joy.
She does not care about anyone else's feelings anyway.
In her mind, only Mu Feng can unconditionally enter her world. Later that night,
Su Youxue is tossing and turning in bed.
Just the thought of seeing him every single day makes her insanely happy.
She quietly pulls out his club registration form from her bag.
She wonders if that boy is asleep yet. It is only 8 p.m., so probably not.
let's add his social media and chat, she thinks with a sweet smile.
She grabs her phone and carefully copies his contact ID from the form.
She sends the friend request, but then absolutely nothing happens. Mu Feng does not accept it, leaving her wondering why it is taking so long.
She wrinkles her nose, clutching her pink phone while waiting anxiously for any sign of life.
She starts planning what to say, maybe dropping some major hints. Like giving him a clue that she is actually his fiancée, Su Yao. But after waiting for nearly an hour, there is still zero response.
Why has he not added me yet? Did I type the number wrong?
Refusing to give up, she tries sending another request just in case. Still nothing. She tells herself he probably just left his phone somewhere. She sighs softly. Honestly, that is the only way she can comfort herself. But get this, Mu Feng actually saw her request hours ago. He just completely ignored it. He's built different, dodging drama like a pro. Seriously, the entire campus is already gossiping about them non-stop. The school forums are flooded with rumors about them buying each other snacks, eating together, and now this blatant favoritism for the art club. If his fiancée Su Yao finds out, she is definitely going to be furious. Just thinking about it gives Mu Feng a headache, so he tosses his phone. He drifts off to sleep. The next afternoon, Mu Feng arrives early at the school art studio before anyone else shows up. Inside, this tall, rich, and insanely handsome guy is already waiting. That is Lin Wenwei, the art club's vice president and part-time instructor. He trained under a master artist and passed his level 10 drawing exam ages ago. Honestly, with skills like that, hanging out in an amateur art club is a total waste of his time.
But there is a reason he is here teaching these guys.
He is entirely here to chase after the school beauty, Su Youxue. Soon, the other club members start trickling in, and yes, they are mostly girls. The second they spot their school idol, Lin Wenwei, they swarm him like absolute fangirls. Honestly, it is kind of wild how these girls are acting like total simps. But Lin Wenwei just brushes them off, totally uninterested, until he looks toward the doorway. A gorgeous figure walks in, and Lin Wenwei instantly perks up. He basically pushes the fangirls aside and practically runs over to her. "Hey, Su Youxue," he says, "how was your summer? It has been forever." She just shrugs and gives him a totally dry response about her summer. But her eyes are already darting around the room, searching for someone. She is actually looking for our main character, Mu Feng. Apparently, he ignored her friend request all night. Poor girl literally stayed up waiting for him, and now she has dark circles. Lin Wenwei notices she is distracted and asks who she is trying to find in the room. No one. She shakes her head. And man, she does not even look at him. Talk about a brutal rejection.
But this guy is stubborn. He joined the club just to chase her.
He has been after her for a whole year now. Yet, he still does not have her number. Hey, we have known each other for a year now, right? Can I add your contact info so we can stay in touch? He tries his best to play nice, but she just shuts him down.
Su Youxue flashes a sweet smile and says she does not add people. Right on cue, our main character Mu Feng walks into the art room. The second she sees him, her eyes light up and she heads right over.
She literally jogs over, demanding to know why Mu Feng is so late.
And then she asks why he ignored her friend request.
Mu Feng just scratches his head, awkwardly saying he does not add random people.
She gets annoyed, asking if she looks like just some random person to him. Wait, she almost says it. She catches herself just in time and quickly changes her tone.
Claiming her authority as president, she complains about waiting up all night. Now she literally has dark circles under her eyes because of him.
And honestly, you can just feel the absolute jealousy radiating off Lin Wenwei right now.
Mu Feng tries to explain that his account is strictly private. He quietly gulps, but Su Youxue is absolutely determined to get his contact today. She is not leaving without his social media. A girl has to keep some pride, you know? So she quickly comes up with a convenient excuse. If we do not connect, how am I supposed to reach you? I need to notify you about club events, so you are adding me. She claims she has everyone and only his is missing.
Honestly, Youxue lies without even blushing.
In reality, she only has a few female club members on her list. She hasn't added a single guy, and Lin Wenwei, who came with her, is quietly watching.
She is speechless.
Su Youxue is usually so innocent, but she goes all out just to get Mu Feng's contact. She drops a straight-up lie without even blinking. This is actually crazy. This completely shatters Beiwei's reality. But what can she do? Since she put it like that, Mu Feng has no choice but to agree. Now we're talking. Hearing him agree, our girl Su Youxue quietly exhales.
She lets out a massive sigh of relief, her face instantly lighting up with pure joy.
Then Mu Feng pulls out his phone.
Youxue stares at his screen like a hawk, terrified he might change his mind. But then she sees his lock screen is a photo of her back when she was a chubby little girl. She is totally stunned, and then cue the emotional waterworks. Oh my god! She is thinking my future hubby actually has my childhood photo as his lock screen? He cares about me so much that I am the first thing he sees every single day. Yesterday is forgotten. She is so incredibly touched by this one tiny detail.
She is literally about to cry and throw herself into his arms. But then Mu Feng speaks up.
Can you let me go now? He asks, looking at her with pure helplessness. But she is just staring back at her favorite guy with hard eyes. I had no idea you cared about me this much, she blurts out, completely showing her cards. Mu Feng is unfazed. He just sighs, wondering why she is making such a big deal over a contact.
Like, is it that deep? Watching from the side, Beiwei is completely jaw-dropped.
This is wild. Our icy cold goddess is low-key acting like the ultimate simp. He literally just accepted her friend request and she is about to cry tears of joy. Seriously, her high cold goddess reputation is in absolute shambles right now. And then there is Lin Wenwei. He is furious. The goddess has absolute tunnel vision for Mu Feng, ignoring literally everyone else in the room. He decides there is no way this guy is staying in their art club. He needs to kick him out, so he fakes smiles and walks right over. Hey, Mu Feng, you are a new member this year, right? He asks, acting all polite.
I heard Youxue invited you. Is that true?
Yeah, what of it? Nothing. Wenwei smirks, adjusting his glasses with a very provocative look.
See, this is an art club, and we usually only take people who actually draw.
I heard you do not know the first thing about art. Is that actually true?
If so, you will not fit in here. I highly suggest you find another club. Talk about a blatant gatekeeper. The guy is straight up trying to kick him out. Youxue is absolutely furious. She was the one who personally brought Mu Feng in, and this clown wants him gone?
Senior Lin, she snaps.
Even if Mu Feng cannot draw yet, he can learn. Nobody is born a master artist. Su Youxue refuses to back down, immediately snapping back to defend him. But Lin Wenwei argues their art lessons are pretty tough and they cannot slow down for one person. He looks around the room trying to get the other club members on his side. Basically, the entire club is full of girls who worship this guy.
Honestly, he is so cringe. So of course they all immediately start chiming in to back their senior up.
Su Youxue gets super anxious and is just about to speak up and defend him again.
But Mu Feng steps forward himself, calmly admitting he did say he could not draw yesterday. But with a smirk, he adds that it does not mean he cannot draw today. Sure, he does not even care about this club, but since he already joined, he refuses to quit halfway because he at least needs to secure those easy credits. Hearing this, Lin Wenwei literally scoffs out loud, thinking it is the funniest thing ever. He laughs at the idea of him suddenly learning to draw overnight. He accuses Mu Feng of saying absolutely anything just to cling to the club.
He gives Mu Feng a thoroughly disdainful look and mockingly tells him, fine.
Since he claims to be an artist now, he should show everyone what he's got.
If the drawing is trash, he has to leave. Hearing this, Su Youxue panics. She quickly cuts in, begging Mu Feng not to agree to his ridiculous terms. She insists that as the president, she is the one who calls the shots. Nobody can force him out, but Mu Feng completely ignores her warning. He looks Lin Wenwei dead in the eyes and calmly accepts the challenge. If his art is worse, he will leave. Honestly, he just wants to test his master-level skills. He wants to see how good it is so Su Youxue can help him appraise its value. This will help him make some quick cash later. Meanwhile, Lin Wenwei is absolutely thrilled. The rival smirks, thinking this clueless newbie trying to beat him at art is pure comedy. He tells Mu Feng he's daydreaming and happily offers up his own seat. All the professional brushes, paints, and canvases are already set up and waiting. Lin Wenwei rushes him, completely desperate to see him make a total fool of himself. Su Youxue is sweating bullets, stepping forward once more to beg him to stop. She suggests he should at least wait a few days. She even offers to train him first, but Mu Feng does not answer. Instead, he calmly slides into the chair and casually picks up a professional paintbrush. He spins it between his fingers, realizing these things are surprisingly long. Since it is his first time holding one, he starts inspecting the massive palette of paints. There are easily over 30 different colors here, which is kind of overwhelming. Lin Wenwei barks at him to hurry up and stop staring around. He mocks him, asking if he has simply never seen real art supplies before. Mu Feng just shoots him a cold glare, telling him to chill while he decides what to paint. As he ponders his masterpiece, the crowd watches him stare at the blank canvas. Everyone assumes he is just stalling, making Lin Wenwei smile triumphantly. To them, this hesitation is absolute proof that he is a total fraud. Meanwhile, Su Youxue is so stressed her hands are literally sweating. But then, Mu Feng locks in. He grips the brush, mixes his colors, and finally puts brush to paper. Now, even though he has master-level skills, this is still his very first time actually painting. He looks clumsy at first, but his raw talent quickly takes over. Seeing this awkward start, the rival is convinced he is going down. Oh, they are not ready. Su Youxue gets super anxious watching this, but she secretly makes up her mind. She will keep him, even if she has to teach him, hoping to see him in the studio every single day. The paintbrush flows naturally in Mu Feng's hand, making him look like a real artist. But his actual drawing on the paper looks pretty awful. Nobody has any clue what he is drawing. It looks like random scribbles. What on earth is he drawing? It makes absolutely zero sense. Yeah, I cannot tell either. It looks like random nonsense. He clearly cannot paint. Hearing everyone whisper about this trash, Lin Wenwei is absolutely thrilled. He is secretly thrilled. This clown clearly has zero talent. Kicking Mu Feng out is going to be way too easy. This gives him another shot at Su Youxue, while Lin Baiwei cringes. Yuxi, what is Mu Feng making? It is totally unrecognizable. Is it abstract? Probably. He is not done yet, though. Su Youxue tries to reassure herself, but she is slowly losing hope. Suddenly, Mu Feng puts down his brush and slides the paint tray away. He claps his hands, declaring he is finished. Lin Wenwei immediately laughs, asking if this is his masterpiece. What garbage! How is he even in their studio? Just pack up and scram. The other members are shocked by how awful it is. Sharing a club with him feels like an insult. For Su Youxue's sake, they keep their mouths shut. Nobody says anything, but the disgust on their faces speaks volumes.
But Mu Feng just smirks, looking completely relaxed and incredibly confident. Right, almost forgot something, and then boom, he flips the board. While everyone is still confused, the flipped painting reveals a stunning picture. It is incredibly lifelike. A chubby, cute little girl appears.
She is squatting down on the ground, gently cradling a tiny injured bird in her hands, drawn with breathtaking detail.
Her worried little expression and every tiny detail are captured with absolute perfection.
The entire room goes dead silent, completely blown away by this artistic miracle.
Everyone is utterly stunned by the scene, leaving even Lin Wenwei completely speechless. Watching him, she is shaking in disbelief. Is he actually built different? Painting something this perfect upside down is actually insane. The shading and lighting are so flawless, he easily clears any art professor here. While she is reeling from shock, Su Youxue is frozen too. Her mind is completely blown, not just by his skill, but the painting itself. That little girl is actually her when she was 11 years old. Chubby but adorable, holding an injured sparrow.
The bird she found in his yard and sadly picked up.
Hoping to save it back then. How could he possibly remember that moment for 10 years? And today, he brought that memory to life so perfectly on canvas, realizing just how much she truly matters to him. Su Youxue falls even harder. She wants to throw herself at him immediately.
She wants to cover this cute junior in kisses and shower him with love.
Meanwhile, Lin Wenwei is taking absolute emotional damage. No shot. This kid was supposed to be completely talentless. How did he draw something so perfect upside down? Lin literally stumbles back. He cannot accept this. The sheer skill and style is just too insane. It easily clears the faculty and definitely clears Lin himself. Everyone is just standing there with their jaws dropped. Our boy is pretty satisfied with their reactions and turns his gaze to Senior Lin. He casually asks what he thinks now and if he can stay. Su Youxue looks at this flawless, upside-down drawing in absolute awe. She is thrilled, but then suddenly remembers something.
She smugly tells Lin that Mu Feng has definitely earned his spot now.
Lin watches this unfold and absolutely boils with pure rage. Fine, he can stay, he snaps back angrily. But then he claims he is suddenly not feeling well enough to teach today. He announces he is leaving and quickly packs up his things. Lin walks out with a completely miserable look, but nobody even notices. Everyone is hyper-focused on Mu Feng and could care less about Lin. Realizing no one is trying to stop him makes Lin even more furious. He slams the door on his way out while the entire club rushes to crowd Mu Feng. They immediately swarm him, asking how on earth he did it. They want to know when he learned to draw upside down so flawlessly. A few girls beg him to teach them his secret upside-down technique.
Others are already inviting him out to dinner tonight.
They want private lessons, and since the club is mostly girls, well, you know how it goes. Mu Feng gets pretty flustered being surrounded by so many pretty classmates. Su Youxue sees him getting mobbed and immediately starts pouting with jealousy.
She steps in to save him, telling everyone to stop crowding him with questions. She points out that he has been drawing for over an hour and needs rest.
She tells them to give him space while pulling him close to her.
But he is basically her man, and she is not letting other girls get close.
The crowd shifts their focus to her, and even Lin Wenwei is watching closely. One of the members suddenly realizes something and speaks up. She praises Youxue for having the incredible vision to scout Mu Feng. They ask if she knew he was a hidden master from the start. Everyone else instantly gasps in realization and praises their genius president. They are hyped that she managed to recruit such an absolute cheat code. Not only is he insanely handsome, but his skills are literally god tier. Su Youxue freezes up in slight embarrassment because she definitely did not expect this. But she is not about to pass up the credit, instantly playing along.
She brags that she knew about his legendary skills, which is why she recruited him fast.
She shamelessly claims her spot as a genius scout without even blushing. Mu Feng can only watch her show off, completely speechless at her acting. Only Mu Feng knows Su Youxue is lying, but he doesn't see any point in calling her out. So that is how it went yesterday. I seriously thought our president recruited him just because she had a massive crush on him. But looks like she has zero interest, as a cute girl suddenly chimes in.
She immediately stammers that she doesn't like Mu Feng. She just thinks he is a master artist.
That is why she recruited him, so please do not get the wrong idea. Su Youxue frantically tries to explain herself, while Lin Wenwei quietly lets out a massive sigh of relief.
Youxue, yesterday I genuinely thought you had fallen head over heels for Mu Feng.
No way, you are overthinking. Su Youxue keeps making these guilty excuses while her eyes keep darting over to Mu Feng every single second. Which is perfect.
The cute girl's face immediately lights up. She turns around with a blushing face and asks Mu Feng if she can add his WeChat.
She claims she has tons of art questions to ask, and boom, the floodgates open.
Every other female club member joins in, shouting that they want his contact too.
They all want his contact, even asking if our boy is currently single. Let us add you two, and once again, poor Su Youxue gets completely pushed aside. Classic.
Mu Feng is just too popular with the ladies now. Not gonna lie, he's built different, making her super jealous all over again.
She even starts to regret ever recruiting him to the club, but thankfully our boy politely rejects all of them.
Sorry everyone, he tells them, my friend list is actually full right now.
He promises to add them next time, which lets Su Youxue finally breathe a sigh of relief. Her favorite junior did not disappoint, and once the club ends, everyone heads out. But Mu Feng stops Su Youxue right there, asking if he can consult her on some things.
He needs to ask her about the current market prices for art. He has to use up his 10 times painting rebate buff before that 3-day limit completely runs out.
What is it, Junior? Su Youxue was actually dying to speak with him.
She never expected him to approach her first, and he immediately asks about the art market.
He simply asks if she has any experience with how things sell.
Absolutely.
Are you looking to buy or sell? She asks, nodding her head like a crazy person.
She is terrified he will stop talking to her, and while they chat, the room empties out.
By now, almost everyone has left, though Lin Wenwei initially wanted to wait up for her friend.
But she tells Baiwei to head out first. She claims the junior has some questions, and as the president, she is obligated to help him. She puts on this incredibly righteous act, telling a flat-out lie without even blinking.
All right, I will head out first, Lin Wenwei says, leaving without suspecting a single thing.
Soon enough, only Mu Feng and Su Youxue are left alone together.
Talk about a massive win for her. She even goes out of her way to shut the door completely.
That way, nobody else will know what they are doing inside.
All right, Junior, you can speak now.
Su Youxue looks at him with eyes full of pure warmth.
I wanted to ask you how much the painting I just finished is actually worth. He says, pulling out the masterpiece he just completed. This time, she stops acting cute and gets serious. Looking at the painting again, you gotta admit, the quality's actually insane.
Su Youxue uses her professional art background to break down the details.
Putting aside his insane elite technique, every single detail in this piece is clean.
The lighting and shadow work are absolute perfection, if sold in a normal gallery.
It is easily worth at least 100,000, maybe more at auction.
But she caps it at 300,000 max, making our guy frown. That is way below his expectations, since he holds a legendary century-class rank. Is a supreme master-level technique seriously only worth pocket change to these people?
He asks her about it, and she reminds him that he is basically a nobody.
For an absolute rookie to pull these kinds of numbers is already unheard of.
Honestly, she is shocked he is being this greedy.
Our main character gets it. An artist's fame dictates their price tag, no matter how godly the actual art is. If he wants the real big bags, he has to build some serious clout.
It is a bit annoying, but pulling 6 figures on a quick draft is still decent.
Plus, with his 10 times cashback system, that turns into over $1 million anyway. The cheat only lasts 3 days, so he needs to speedrun as many paintings as possible. Time to cash out. He turns to Su Youxue and asks if he can borrow her painting gear.
She says no problem and immediately lets him take her seat.
The girl is still super confused why he wants to grind in the middle of the night. He tells her he needs to stock up to sell at galleries and sits down. The man wastes 0 seconds and slides right into her seat, ready to cook. Seeing him so driven, Su Youxue gets an idea and speaks up softly. Since he is actively looking for buyers, she asks to buy his first piece.
She is talking about that gorgeous portrait of the little girl.
It is not just about the skill. The subject is literally her as a child.
It represents her happiest childhood memories, but Mu Feng says it is not for sale.
He flatly rejects her, leaving her totally stunned and asking why.
She argues that since he wants cash, selling it to her makes perfect sense.
She offers $200,000, but he says the girl in the painting is too important.
He says this with complete seriousness, and the girl's heart immediately melts.
Hearing that she is the most precious person in his life makes her want to cry.
She genuinely believes they are sharing this incredibly beautiful, deeply romantic connection. But our main character is built different, and his next words crush that mood.
He immediately demands extra cash, completely shattering her sweet fantasy. She freezes in absolute shock for a second before snapping back. Without hesitating, she throws in another $200,000, making it $400,000 total. Mu Feng gives her a quick look, finally nods, and takes the deal. He tells her she has great taste and that this masterpiece will only appreciate. Calling it a massive steal, he smiles as she eagerly agrees. With pure admiration in her eyes, she says he will become a legendary artist. He rolls up the canvas, hands it over, and tells her to take care of it. He reminds her it is his most important person, so she promises to guard it. Now she just needs his bank details to wire the cash immediately.
Su Youxue carefully packs the painting away as she speaks.
It is a masterpiece about her favorite junior. There is no way she is losing this. Meanwhile, his phone buzzes. He gets a text showing $400,000 deposited, and right then, the system alerts him.
Ding! Congrats, host, on selling the art for $400,000. Cashback of $4 million awarded.
Thanks, Senior Su. I just received the transfer, he says. After thanking her, he asks if she happens to be free tomorrow.
He wants her to guide him to some art galleries since he does not know the market.
Of course I am free. Tomorrow I will take you to the biggest gallery in Tianhai City.
She mentions knowing the manager of one of the major shops there.
I will help you display your art there, Su Youxue says, absolutely beaming with joy. Honestly, she wants to spend every single day with him, so there is no way she declines. Thanks so much, Senior Su, he says. Let me buy you dinner to celebrate.
With that settled, he immediately starts painting more. Su Youxue stares at his handsome profile, hesitating. She softly asks, Junior, can I ask about the little girl in this painting? Since she is the most important person to you, who is she? Hearing this, he instinctively puts down his brush. Honestly, this line is a total banger. He looks her straight in the eyes and says she is the one he is going to marry. The next day is Saturday, and he wakes up early. Today is the final day of his 10 times painting cashback perk, so he must act fast.
He needs to sell the 3 paintings he finished last night. Just then, Su Youxue texts him.
Time to wake up, cute junior. We are heading to the gallery today. He didn't expect her to remember his plans so perfectly. Answering her, he says he is already up and asks what she wants him to bring. Since he needs her help, he figures treating her well is the smart move. That way she will be more motivated to help him. Su Youxue replies in a flash. I want egg pancakes and savory soy milk, and make sure they add green onions. This is her absolute childhood favorite breakfast. She specifies it in detail for a reason. She is subtly hinting at their bond, but our boy completely misses the cue. He leaves the dorm and heads straight off campus. Moments later, she arrives. Su Youxue approaches him, rocking a jaw-dropping look with black stockings. He is instantly stunned. Honestly, she is serving top-tier visual goddess energy. She is a total 10. Hey, cute junior, what are you staring at? She teases. Seeing his reaction, she feels a rush of secret satisfaction. Oh, nothing, he stammers. Senior Su, here is your egg pancake and savory soy milk, he says quickly. Snapping out of his daze, he hands the breakfast bag over to her.
She takes the bag and sneaks a glance, realizing he is not looking anymore.
This actually makes her a bit pouty. She dressed up so nicely today. Yet her junior only gave her a single look. What a total blockhead! Once they both get in the car, they instruct the driver to head to Tianhai. Destination, the biggest gallery. Now, our boy intentionally keeps a bit of distance from her. But the campus goddess deliberately scoots closer, her mesmerizing perfume filling the air. It is sweet and intoxicating. Combined with her stunning face and figure, it is lethal.
Any guy would lose his mind. Even the driver can't resist stealing glances in the mirror.
The driver keeps stealing glances at Su Youxue in the back. Honestly, she looks absolutely stunning today. Anyone would stare, but our main character sitting right next to her is built different.
He is completely unfazed. His gaze, locked onto the 3 paintings he finished last night, bro is solely focused on the grind. He just wants to flip them for major cash. Seeing this indifference, Su Youxue gets low-key annoyed. Seriously, what a blockhead. An absolute goddess is sitting right here.
He would rather stare at art than look at her. But then, boom.
A kid suddenly dashes into the street, completely blindsiding the driver.
To avoid hitting the kid, the driver swerves hard.
The turn is so sudden that Su Youxue
Has zero time to react. Being so delicate, momentum throws her straight into our main character's arms. That soft, fragrant contact would make any normal guy lose his mind instantly. But Mu Feng is pure-hearted. He immediately catches her. Asking if she is okay, she stammers that she is fine, but her wrist got slightly twisted. Honestly, she is in no rush to get up. His embrace feels so warm and cozy. Man, she is totally melting right now. Just thinking about it makes her face turn a pretty shade of pink. Let me massage it for you, Mu Feng says instinctively.
If any other guy suggested this, she would shut them down immediately.
But coming from him, no shot she is saying no. She blushes and nods. He takes her soft, delicate wrist and gently starts massaging the pain away.
His touch sends a sweet, tingling sensation running through her entire body.
It is a dizzying, intoxicating feeling. Her cheeks flush even deeper as she stares at his handsome profile and his incredibly focused eyes. Yup, she is officially head over heels.
She thinks he looks incredibly handsome when serious. Absolute peak fangirl mode.
She is totally obsessed. Meanwhile, the driver catches all of this in his rearview mirror and can't help but tease. Your boyfriend is so good to you, he says. Hearing this, Su Youxue blushes red hot, feeling incredibly shy but secretly thrilled. But our dense main character quickly tries to explain that they are actually... But before he can finish, they arrive. She interrupts, saying it is time to go. Slightly helpless, he has no choice but to pay the fare. Su Youxue smirks, loving his flustered reaction. She secretly misses that feeling and wishes she could snuggle in his chest for the rest of her life. But she can wait. Their wedding date's at the end of the year anyway. She leads him into the art gallery. It is only past 9 a.m., but a massive crowd is already gathered, which actually surprises her. Why are there so many people this early? She furrows her brows, realizing something big must be happening today. Is some master artist hosting a showcase? Once they step inside, Mu Feng notices this place is huge and incredibly professional, covered in breathtaking artwork. They even have genuine masterclass pieces. Every single frame is pure quality. Right in the center of the hall, there is this massive circular stage. 2 master painters are currently standing up there doing a live painting duel. Our MC has absolutely no clue who they are, but a massive crowd of art lovers is already surrounding them. Just looking at how hyped the crowd is, he can easily tell.
These 2 artists are highly famous. Even Su Youxue gets visibly excited when she spots them.
Her eyes light up. Turns out they are Tianhai City's legendary grandmasters.
Master Qing Yuan and Master Zhu Kun. Our boy is clueless and asks if they are really that famous. Seeing how hyped she is, our boy has to ask.
She goes, of course they are. These 2 are Tianhai City's absolute top-tier grandmasters. Even nationwide, they are easily ranked in the top 30.
Our MC looks over at them, secretly wondering if beating them in a painting duel would instantly make him famous.
Suddenly, a familiar voice interrupts them. Hey, Youxue, you came to the art gallery to watch the painting duel today too? Hearing the voice, our MC and Su Youxue both instinctively turn around to look. It is Lin Wenwei. Su Youxue gives him a polite, formal greeting, asking if he is there too. Then she immediately looks back at the stage. Honestly, this guy is totally used to her cold shoulder. So he does not even care. But seeing how stunning Su Youxue looks today makes his eyes practically light up with greed. He literally cannot look away from her. He tells her she looks beautiful, bragging that the master on stage is his mentor. Since she loves art, he offers to introduce them.
With his recommendation, he claims his master will definitely take her in. Su Youxue stops. She remembers Lin Wenwei's master really is the famous Qing Yuan.
Studying under him would make her painting skills skyrocket, so she is low-key tempted.
Lin Wenwei is absolutely thrilled. He figures if she apprentices under his master, they will become senior and junior. This gives him the perfect excuse to get way closer to her. Plus, she will definitely feel super grateful to him. Honestly, you have to hand it to him. Lin Wenwei really thought he had this all planned out perfectly. But hearing this, our MC cannot help but ask if this Master Qing Yuan is even that good. Of course he is. He claims his master is ranked in the top 20 nationwide.
As if on cue to prove his proud bragging.
The two master painters on stage finally wrap up their intense painting battle and decide the winner. Qing Yuan actually takes the win. Hearing the referee make the official announcement, Lin Wenwei holds his head up even higher with smug pride. No one can stop his master. Absolutely dripping with smugness, he turns back to Su Youxue and asks, "Do you want that introduction?" He brags that if he just says the word, the master will absolutely take her in. Her skills and her reputation in the art world are bound to skyrocket to a whole new level in no time. Because learning from a top-tier grandmaster like him is basically a golden ticket.
Su Youxue is seriously tempted here, since she has loved painting since childhood. But her dad banned it, so she joined the art club to draw in secret. She wants to paint as a hobby, but just as she hesitates to accept,
Mu Feng suddenly speaks up, asking if his master is actually that crazy good. He wants to challenge the master. Talk about bold. This completely stuns Lin Wenwei and Su Youxue, with Lin barking that Mu Feng has a massive ego.
he asks our boy if he even has the right to stand there.
Mu Feng just shrugs. If he can beat the student, he can beat the master. He flashes a relaxed smirk, which absolutely triggers Lin Wenwei all over again. Lin Wenwei is totally speechless because he has nothing to say. Mu Feng's painting from yesterday was genuinely miles ahead in both raw skill and insane detail. Lin fumes that his master is on another level, and 10 Mu Fengs would get folded. He even bets that if Mu Feng actually wins, he will kneel and call him daddy. Mu Feng fires back that he definitely doesn't want a son like him. Instead, he suggests a simple bet of 100,000 yuan. Our MC says this so casually, Lin Wenwei is shocked he is turning this into cash. He quickly agrees to pay up if he somehow loses. But if Mu Feng loses, he has to pack up his things, get lost, and leave the art club forever. Lin is absolutely loaded anyway. Plus, his own art already sells for a pretty penny, making that cash pocket change. Honestly, he just wants to kick this absolute eyesore away from Su Youxue. Mu Feng grins and says it is a deal. He turns to Su Youxue and asks her to be their official witness. He also asks if beating Master Qing Yuan will instantly boost his own rep. The author cooked here because Mu Feng is purely using this master as a stepping stone. His real goal is to build up his name so he can start selling his art. And get those big fat paychecks. Su Youxue finally snaps out of it and nods along. She is low-key impressed by his absolute balls to challenge a legendary master. Meanwhile, Master Qing Yuan just finished winning his showcase and is feeling pretty good. Our boy Mu Feng takes this moment to slowly walk right up onto the stage. He gives a super polite introduction. He is just a finance freshman from Tianhai University who wants to challenge the master. He politely asks for guidance, but the crowd is completely stunned that a freshman is doing this. Murmurs break out instantly across the hall. Some praise his sheer guts, while others think he is just a naive, reckless kid. Still, you can feel the hype in the room. They want to see what he's got. Offstage, Lin Wenwei just sneers, saying the guy is begging to be humiliated. He is fully convinced his legendary master is way out of some freshman's league. Even Su Youxue thinks his chances of winning are pretty close to zero. But she still cheers him on, shouting for him to do his best. She waves her hands high while Master Qing Yuan slowly sizes up our main character. He smiles, praising his courage before asking how many years he has been practicing art. Mu Feng looks him dead in the eye and says he literally started drawing yesterday. No shot! The entire crowd goes wild, immediately thinking this kid is just here to troll.
Like, you just started painting and you are already challenging Master Qing Yuan? Everyone thinks he is just here to troll.
Lin Wenwei is completely shocked by this. He absolutely never expected this turn of events. No shot you have only been painting for a single day. But then he remembers yesterday's upside-down masterpiece.
He immediately assumes Mu Feng is just talking trash and trying to flex right in front of his master.
He cannot wait to see him get absolutely wrecked. Even Su Youxue is stunned that Mu Feng claims he is a total beginner. Who only has 1 day of experience? But honestly, no matter what happens next,
She is going to support him unconditionally. Go, Mu Feng, you got this! Su Youxue cheers for him at the top of her lungs. Talk about a loyal ride-or-die fan right there. She has his back no matter what. Up on stage, even Master Qing Yuan is left a little speechless. At first, he respected the kid's crazy courage, but now he has no idea how to even respond to that. Looking pretty awkward, the master asks if he is actually sure he is not just here to troll. Seeing everyone's wild reactions, Mu Feng finally realizes that telling the literal truth
Just sounds like straight-up delusion to them. He quickly backtracks, saying he actually meant he has only been painting for a little while.
Today is just about getting some tips from a legend. Hearing this, Master Qing Yuan's attitude softens a bit.
he seems slightly less annoyed now. Mu Feng nods and says, "All right then, let's get this show on the road."
Right on cue, the host steps back onto the stage holding up his microphone.
He announces that today's competitive painting theme is lotuses, and they have exactly 1 hour on the clock. They can express the theme however they want, and as soon as those words leave his mouth, Master Qing Yuan immediately heads back to his designated spot and gets ready. He casually grabs his brush, ready to cook. Mu Feng is not taking this lightly either. He grabs his own brush and starts meticulously mixing his colors, knowing that if he wants to beat a master, he absolutely has to go all out. I mean, if he actually pulls off this win, his reputation in the art world is going to skyrocket overnight, and his pieces will sell for insane money. Down in the crowd, Su Youxue is staring at the stage, looking incredibly anxious for him.
Her palms are literally starting to sweat, but no matter what the final result is,
She is riding with him until the very end. Meanwhile, Lin Wenwei is just waiting for a disaster. He is totally convinced there is absolutely zero chance that this kid could ever outpaint his master.
even with his upside-down gimmick, he stands no chance. Still, the crowd is curious about this newbie.
What kind of lotus can a beginner even produce? But 10 minutes pass. Mu Feng is still mixing paint without putting a single stroke on the canvas. This starts making everyone pretty anxious and confused, like it has been over 10 minutes already. Why is this guy still mixing paint? Does he even know how to hold a brush? Honestly, you have got to respect the confidence, even if he has zero skills. How does he have the nerve to challenge a master? The crowd starts whispering back and forth. Fully convinced he is just a total amateur who takes forever just to mix some basic colors. Lin Wenwei is practically snickering in the corner, just waiting for the ultimate embarrassment. Fortunately, after a painful 30 minutes, Mu Feng finally finishes mixing his colors. He grabs his brush and actually starts to paint. Meanwhile, Master Qing Yuan is practically done with his masterpiece. Talk about a massive contrast. People start murmuring about his slow pace, but Mu Feng completely tunes them out. He is totally locked in now. And get this, his actual painting speed is insanely fast. This time, he is not even doing his upside-down trick, just painting normally. 50 minutes in, Master Qing Yuan is finally done. His beautiful lotus painting is completely finished, but Mu Feng is still not even done with his. The onlookers are all shaking their heads in disappointment, thinking it is totally over for him. But hey, they get it. After all, the kid is just a beginner. Of course, he is painting slow, but luckily, in the final 10 minutes, he finishes the entire lotus painting just in time as the host grabs the mic. Stepping back to the center of the stage, the host announces that time is up. As the host speaks, the crowd leans in, absolutely dying to see the results. They want to see how both lotus masterpieces turned out. Right on cue, Master Qing Yuan spins his easel around and boom, the reveal is here. The canvas is fully displayed, and honestly, the master really lived up to his name. His Westlake lotuses look so incredibly lifelike, with every tiny detail captured flawlessly. Endless green leaves touching the sky, and lotuses glowing red under the bright sun. Master Qing Yuan's painting perfectly captures the exact vibe of that ancient poem.
It is gorgeous, and the entire crowd starts nodding in serious approval.
They are showering him with praise, and Lin Wenwei looks incredibly smug about it.
He asks Su Youxue how his master did, bragging she could paint like that too.
Looking at the painting, Su Youxue is completely mesmerized by the beautiful art. She cannot help but admire it. This is not just a painting anymore. It is pure poetry in visual form. But while she appreciates the master's work, she is also secretly worried about Mu Feng, though low-key excited to see his piece.
The host pipes up, calling Master Qing Yuan one of the absolute best in the city.
He says the master captured the poem's essence, which is honestly so impressive.
After hyping up the master, the host turns his attention back to Mu Feng.
All right, next up, let us take a look at this young gentleman's painting.
As the host walks over, everyone in the crowd shifts their gaze right along with him.
He politely asks Mu Feng to turn his own easel around for the crowd. Mu Feng simply nods, calmly rotating the board to face the eager audience.
At the same time, he introduces it as his painting of lotuses after the rain. As soon as the board turns, everyone crane their necks to get a glimpse.
What they see is completely unexpected. It is totally different from the master style, depicting serene lotuses in the Jiangnan waters. No massive sky-blocking leaves and no intense red hues taking over the whole canvas. Just peaceful, quiet lotuses with a tiny dragonfly resting on a bud, waiting to bloom.
This tranquil scene is a total breath of fresh air, giving everyone a pleasant surprise. But wait, something feels off. He called this a rain painting, right? Yet there is not a single raindrop on the canvas, not even on the leaves. The crowd whispers, wondering if he just ran out of time and forgot the rain. Once that theory's out there, everyone quickly jumps on board with it. Lin Wenwei was actually shocked by how good Mu Feng is, almost matching his master. But hearing the crowd doubt the painting, he immediately starts snickering again. He laughs, calling Mu Feng a total amateur who cannot possibly compare to his master.
Su Youxue sighs, thinking it is a real shame those missing rain details ruin it.
It definitely hurts the overall look. The host then speaks up, wrapping things up.
He notes that while Mu Feng's details and overall vibe are pretty solid,
his skills are just too raw, and lacking the rain effect is a massive letdown. With a sigh, the host pauses for a moment before making the final call.
He starts to declare Master Qing Yuan the winner of this duel, but suddenly,
Mu Feng interrupts him, telling everyone to hold on because they have not seen its true form.
Are you guys seriously in such a rush to judge before seeing its true form?
The host is baffled because the painting is right there. What does he mean by true form? Honestly, it is not just the host. The entire crowd is looking completely bewildered at this point.
Everyone starts whispering if Mu Feng is just a sore loser making up excuses.
Like, come on, just take the loss and move on. Losing to a legend like Master Qing Yuan is not even embarrassing, but he ignores all the chatter. Instead, he confidently turns to the host and casually asks for a bottle of water. Water? The host is incredibly confused, but agrees to go grab it anyway. He grabs a bottle of mineral water from the staff and heads back. He hands the bottle to Mu Feng, who takes it with a calm smile. He twists the cap open and literally pours the water straight onto the canvas, triggering a massive transformation. The closed lotus buds on the paper literally start blooming right before everyone's eyes. Realistic droplets of rain suddenly manifest across the vibrant green leaves. This is insane. A masterpiece of lotuses after a fresh rainfall is finally revealed. The crowd is absolutely speechless, and even Master Qing Yuan's jaw drops when he sees this. In all his years of living, the old master has never been so utterly shocked. He has never seen anyone paint like this in his entire life. It is pure magic. Meanwhile, Lin Wenwei is losing his mind over Mu Feng's legendary skills. He is stuttering, trying to comprehend how a random kid could pull this off. There is no way this technique exists. Lin Wenwei's face is pure disbelief right now. His expression is incredibly sour, while others can only marvel at how powerful Mu Feng is. He used water-reactive paint to simulate the actual blooming process of a flower. This is next level. Even national-tier grandmasters might not be able to pull this off.
Master Qing Yuan is completely sold and feels nothing but deep, genuine respect.
She is screaming inside at how absolutely insane her younger brother's skills are. When did he even learn to paint? He looks so cool right now.
Su Youxue's heart is pounding with excitement as she stares at Mu Feng on stage.
Her eyes are filled with pure admiration, while the host is frozen in place.
Seriously, the host is totally shell-shocked by this god-tier display of art.
He literally forgot how to speak, and Mu Feng is loving every second of it.
Smirking slightly, our boy turns to him and prompts him to speak.
He asks him to go ahead and officially announce the winner.
The host finally snaps out of his daze. Obviously, Mu Feng is the clear winner here.
But before the announcement, Master Qing Yuan steps up to the center of the stage.
He admits his defeat, praising that true masters really do hide among the common folk.
This water blooming technique is easily the most legendary thing he has ever seen.
He accepts the loss fair and square, admitting the new generation has officially surpassed him.
He declares that their country's art world has a bright future because of this masterpiece.
The entire crowd goes wild. One of the top master artists in the city just got completely folded by a young rookie. The hype in the room is unreal.
Everyone is praising his godlike talent, calling him a walking cheat code. But Lin Wenwei is losing his mind. He absolutely cannot accept this outcome.
His legendary master just lost to his direct love rival. How is he supposed to cope?
He glares at Mu Feng with pure rage, unable to believe this kid is actually built different.
He wanted to see him get utterly humiliated, but instead he just handed him the spotlight.
Witnessing Mu Feng's absolute peak moment of rising to fame made Su Youxue the happiest person in the room. Suddenly remembering something, she turns to Lin Wenwei. "Senior Lin," she calls out. She asks about joining his master, and Lin Wenwei gets excited, asking if she finally changed her mind. He promises that with him there, his master will absolutely accept her.
This news absolutely thrills him, making him think his master will definitely agree.
Did Su Youxue actually change her mind? If so, things are looking up. He feels much better, believing this is his golden ticket to finally get closer to Su Youxue.
But he was dead wrong. Su Youxue's very next words are about to completely crush his hopes and freeze his heart. Thanks, but your master is way too weak.
She announces she only wants to learn painting from Mu Feng, which absolutely shatters Lin Wenwei's pride.
He wanted to get closer to her, but this plot twist completely backfires. Instead, this disaster actually brings our boy Mu Feng and Su Youxue way closer, making the rival look absolutely pathetic.
He is furious, while Mu Feng stands on stage soaking in the glory. Seeing everyone in the crowd showering him with endless praise, Mu Feng quietly nods in approval.
Then he raises his voice to speak.